Heat 2 of the men's event 4. This is regional 17.1.
Time to beat right now is 15:07, and that was by Ethan van der Velden in the heat prior to these gentlemen. Put up a great time. Isaac Newman, he put up a great time as well at 16:05. So those are the times these gents are chasing down.
Maybe think about experience on this competition floor. We've got athletes like Rob Watt, Harry Debenham, we've got Zeke Grove. And you think of the youngsters like Sneaky Pete. Pete Ellis is out there. Jaden Fakatopi Stewart was very good yesterday as well. Curtis Jackson is probably one that is going to benefit from this as well. And you think about fatigue or time under tension, the less time you can spend in that handstand push-up and pressing position, and the less time you can spend hanging onto that pull-up bar, the better off your body's going to be.
Right, and so again, maybe you break up those handstand push-ups into quick doubles. Keep those shoulders fresh as long as you can.
Starting off 17.1, this is Heat 2 of event number 4. Those of you just joining us, Jeremy Austin, Annie Sakamoto with you. Welcome to day 2 of the Down Under Championship live from Wynn Entertainment Centre.
If you're just joining us, you are seeing a repeat of Regionals event 17.1. These gentlemen have just set off on a 1,200 meter run, and when they get back in, they have 12 rounds of 4 strict handstand push-ups, 8 chest to bar pull-ups, 12 air squats, all while wearing that 20-pound vest you can see on them right there. There's a 23-minute cap on this event.
I'll tell you what, we've got some great athletes in this field. And a great shot down the coastline.
Look at that. Beach to the left, Wynn Stadium to the right.
Oh, how good.
Looks like they're just about to pass good old John Cleary Hill right there.
Oh, we don't want to see the...
Some of them might be showing the bird to them.
Sorry, John, we're done with you.
Yeah.
You might be a nice guy and all, but yeah.
God, look at that ocean view right there. Absolutely
I can tell you
stunning.
now, when this event got re-announced, a number of athletes that said, are we going to be swimming in the water?
Ooh.
All running on the sand. There was a lot of panic.
See, now you're speaking my language. Not the running on the sand, but the swimming in the water.
Oh, Bill Grunder would be loving running on the sand, I'll tell you.
Yeah. Maybe next year, huh?
Previous 2 heats, we have seen that the run doesn't really come into play too much, but a change from 17.1 when they were on the air runners.
Right, exactly. And, you know, the air runners in some ways are tougher. I think most people cannot run at quite the same clip on an air runner as they can, you know, on regular land. But what does give you an advantage on the air runners, you know exactly where you are as far as meters go within your run. Right now, if you haven't ran this loop before, it's a little hard to gauge, at least at the beginning, kind of where you're at and how much further you have, when to push.
The run track outside Wynn Stadium, the home to the St George Illawarra Dragons rugby league team. And this is an open course, so we have got people on their bikes walking their dogs, and I have no doubt that the athletes are going to be passing a couple of people on their bikes. And I saw one person on their bike on the way down having a little bit of a chuckle to himself, going, what are these idiots doing? They're doing fitness is what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple of packs starting to emerge already on the way back.
That's one of those moments where people are either thinking, hey, that's kind of cool. I kind of want to check out what these guys are doing, or, heck no, I'll never do that.
The lighthouse shot to the far right gives you a great perspective. I'll tell you what, there could be worse running tracks for an event like this, and you couldn't have picked a better day. The wind blowing a fair bit. You can see the yellow windsock to the left of screen on the top of John Cleary Hill. The sandbags are still in position.
In case you and I want to have a go at those.
No. The intermediate masters are going to be having a crack at that a little bit later on this afternoon.
Oh, shucks, they'll be taken.
Yeah,
we can't use them.
Sorry, we're busy. But the run back into, they're about to hang a left turn, if you're seeing on the left-hand side of the screen, back into the stadium. So we're about 20 seconds before we come back in. Zeke Grove looks like he's trying to release that vest a little bit around his neck.
Yeah, I actually saw him fiddling with his vest on the way out as well. And we talked about it earlier. You know, there's this balance between having that vest on too tight and restricting your breathing and having it on too loose where it's kind of jiggling and it might even be rubbing against you and making the kip on the chest to bar pull-ups more difficult. So
athletes coming into the arena now. Crowd appreciative of the efforts of our top male heats.
And again, these gentlemen are chasing down the top time of 15:07 that Ethan van der Velden gave in the heat prior to these gents. We'll see if anybody can do it. Ethan was so consistent on all of his rounds.
Bailey O'Brien, first to the wall. Sneaky Pete up next. You know that's going to stick now for the rest of his life.
I love it.
Sneaky
It
Pete
should.
Ellis.
He was so sneaky yesterday.
Harry,
I loved it.
the giraffe, Debenham coming down now to the wall. Had a chat to him this morning. He said he hasn't trained for 2 years. Had a baby 6 months ago.
I didn't know guys could do that. Sorry.
Very, very clever.
So we've seen, this will be interesting, we've seen Zeke have some great starts to a lot of the events, specifically Nasty Girls and even the John Cleary Shuffle, and then something falling off, something kind of falling apart. So it'll be interesting to see if he can get a little redemption on this event. Previously, he did do this workout in 2017, and he took fourth in the Pacific Regional that year with a time of 15:24. I'm sure this is an event that Zeke was happy to see come up.
Oh, he would have been stoked with this one. Being a shorter athlete, his range of movement lessens each time, and he has now pulled up a level pegging with Bailey O'Brien, but he is moving through way quicker, especially his handstand push-ups. Jay Crouch, don't forget about him in the center of the arena as well. Oh, too easy, these handstands. It will come down to the speed of the air squats. Sneaky Pete. Oh, Sneaky Pete's back to his old ways again. And he's really shooting in the blue shirt to the left of screen. Pete Ellis, your new leader.
Time to beat, again, in that heat previous to these gentlemen, was set by Ethan van der Velden, 15:07. And just to recap, we saw Zeke do this event in 2017 with a 15:24. He's currently racing against Jay Crouch and Sneaky Pete Ellis. You can see both Pete and Zeke are kind of putting their thumbs in their vest, trying to relax those shoulders a little bit on those air squats.
Oh, Jay Crouch's handstand push-ups, absolutely outstanding. And just ahead of Pete Ellis now, Zeke Grove in third. Bailey O'Brien still in the mix in fourth position.
Jake Douglas, I'm pretty impressed with him considering he's one of the bigger athletes. He's not far behind this lead pack of Zeke, Jay, and Pete.
Oh, Pete Ellis, Jay Crouch. Pete will beat him to the wall. Oh, this is
Oh,
going to
he
be a
kicks
great
right
battle all
up.
the way down the floor. And here's a youngster, Pete Ellis, coming through, taking on our Oceania champ.
What I like is how fast Jay Crouch's handstand push-ups are. I mean, there may be a beat, a second and a half to get each rep done. You can see Pete really pushing the pace on those air squats, trying to catch up with Jay.
Zeke falling off the pace a little bit now. But Pete Ellis and Jay Crouch, rep for rep, round for round. Jay by a millisecond. Bailey O'Brien now moving on to his next round.
Look at Jay running to his chest piece to do those air squats. And we're only in the 7th round. These gents still have 5 more rounds to go. Jay is showing no signs of letting up on the speed. If you're just joining us, we are in event 4 for the elite men, which is a repeat of regionals event 17.1. These gentlemen are doing a 1,200 meter run and then 12 rounds of 4 strict handstand push-ups, 8 chest to bar pull-ups, 12 air squats, all while wearing a 20-pound weight vest. It's a 23-minute cap on this event. And the time to beat was set in the last heat by Ethan van der Velden, and that was 15:07. Right now, both Jay Crouch and Pete Ellis are on track to meet or beat that time.
Jay pulling ahead. Jake Douglas, that massive frame. That must be hard to do air squats.
I'm really impressed with how well Jake Douglas is doing. He is not a small human. This is definitely more of a body weight, a kind of a lighter athlete, smaller athlete workout. So really impressed by Jake Douglas, especially coming off of the win on John Cleary Hill.
Crouch still ahead, extending his lead back to Pete Ellis. Zeke Grove still in 3rd. Battle for 4th. Heating up, Harrison Rowley now moving forward into 4th position ahead Bailey O'Brien. But Crouch extending his lead. And this is why he's been to the CrossFit Games. And no disputing the current Oceania champ. His capacity, so good.
You can see a lot of these gents just kind of grabbing their vest, either the collar of it or the sides of it, trying to get a little relief off of those shoulders. It's definitely one technique. You can also do what Jay's doing, which is almost kind of swing them out in front of you, use them for a little bit of momentum.
10 rounds down, Jay Crouch. Reebok CrossFit Frankston making his way back.
We're just to about the 12.5-minute mark, so unless something happens, Jay could easily beat Ethan's time.
4 strict handstand push-ups with a vest, 4 seconds.
That's what I was saying earlier.
In round
He's
11.
so fast.
Every single rep he's doing is taking him 1 second. So the distance of the run obviously increasing as they come down the floor.
Well, and I bet his pull-ups are even a little under a second.
But you've got to think that they're getting a little bit more rest the deeper they get into this event. More rest as they come back to the wall each time.
If you consider
40
that
seconds.
If you consider that jog, is that what you're saying? The jog to the rig and back?
40 seconds for that last round.
Rookie, that's your sprint right there. What Jay's jogging to that
That's
rig
my
is
10-meter sprint, 40 seconds. Oi.
But yeah, they're resting.
Jay Crouch on his final round. He is going to smash the time from Ethan van der Velden, 15:07. Oh, and a
Little
no
fumble.
rep. Too excited to get things going, but this
Yeah.
crowd is going to erupt in about 15 seconds' time. Jay Crouch, our current leader, coming into day 2 of competition. And another
Unofficially sub 14 minutes.
event win for Jay Crouch. Have that, Matty Sturt. Let's see what you got. Pete Ellis will be next to finish. Zeke Grove now in 4th. Pete Ellis, another great
Sneaky
result
Pete.
from him.
Yeah.
No sneaky anymore. Harrison Rowley from Hilltop CrossFit. Sneaking away in lane number 1. He is now coming down for his last set of squats and having a look around to see where Zeke is. Bailey O'Brien, 11 rounds complete.
Jay Crouch, 2 event wins, 2 second places in the other 2 events. He is opening up a bigger and bigger lead on the rest of the field.
Rowley finishing up and pretty busted. Curtis Jackson, as expected, coming forward now as Zeke Grove comes over the finish line. Another good result from Zeke.
Well, and I mean, if you know, measurable, repeatable, he was under his time from 2017, so that's still a huge win for Zeke.
Curtis Jackson, he is done. Bailey O'Brien will be next to finish after him. O'Brien, good run and good finish.
They can't get those vests off fast enough.
Reese Michelle, center of the arena, the former Teen Games athlete coming over the line. And Jake Douglas, that hulking frame. Every time he runs, Wynn Stadium shakes.
Sub 16 minutes for a frame like that. I'm very impressed, Jeremy. I did not have him pegged doing that well on that event. Great job from Jake Douglas.
Still 4 minutes on our time cap. Clint Cole making his way back. Ludwig Hansen from Helsinki. CrossFit Basement. Anyone over there tuning in? A big g'day from Australia and also everyone around the world. The Down Under Championship is back and Ludwig Hansen done at about 16:30. Harry Debenham coming back and George Regas. George with a great day 1 yesterday. CrossFit Adelaide. Top of screen in the black. Jaden Fakatopi Stewart finishing off his 10th round, 2 remaining. Still time to get this completed. It looks like Harry Debenham will be next to finish. Rob Watts, your mate, the turkey.
The turkey. Better to be a turkey than a chicken, though, isn't it?
Absolutely. Mitchell Case at 17:30, 2.5 left. Harry Debenham. Harry, not a big framed athlete either. This excess load.
How pretty those squats are, huh?
Yeah, pretty good there from Harry.
I gotta say, hats off to you, Harry. To have your squats still look that good at the end of this workout.
Clint Cole, another one of those big framed athletes. Only a couple of athletes left on the floor. Evan Morris, George Regas, Rob Watts, Jaden Fakatopi Stewarts. Evan Morris, he's done. No, buddy, you got to get up. And he's going to do pretty well in the snatch event coming up later on. A heavy barbell he does love.
Handstand push-ups, not as much, huh? Still in well under the time cap, though.
Rob Watts moving
right.
his chest piece for his final round.
You've got time, Rob.
Fakatopi Stewart now. CrossFit Urban on the Gold Coast. Still time, the last 60 seconds. George Regas coming now.
Some good reps there from George Regas.
Jaden Fakatopi Stewart's 19:20 unofficial time, and George Regas now. Rob Watts.
This is going to be
It's going to be tight.
a great little race with the clock for Rob Watt. Oh, that's what you want to see. Fast reps. Can he get it in?
It's a long air squat for Rob Watts.
Excellent effort from Rob Watt right there.
And his old mate Zeke Grove there to meet him on the finish line. But tough going all except for Jay Crouch.
Jay Crouch beat Ethan van der Velden's time from the previous heat by over a minute.
Ooh. We know how fast Ethan went as well. But some impressive performances from our bigger framed athletes as well. This was, if you think about it, a short bodyweight movement event.
Definitely. It's not as what would your friend Sean Woodland say? It's not a rig shaker event.
It is not a rig shaker event. And I know Sean was tuning in yesterday, and if he's tuning in right now, not great
your
event
jam.
for rig shakers.
Not your jam. Yeah. Bailey O'Brien was great on that run, but it was Jay Crouch, just how fast he was with all of his reps, and not only with all of his reps, but the consistency that he kept the speed on all of his rounds was absolutely mind-blowing. He didn't do this event, obviously, in 2017, but
He was only about 3 then.
I would imagine that even back then, 13:57 was a smoking fast time. So great job for Jay Crouch. Again, he now holds 2 event wins, 2 second places, and is opening up a huge lead on the rest of the competition. Sneaky Pete Ellis. Not so sneaky anymore, Pete. We've got our eyes on you.
We're going to lift, and we're going to lift heavy. This is regionals event 12.5. The elite men kicking things off. Weights starting at 80 kilos for the men, finishing at 135 kilos. That's 176 pounds. For those outside Australia, of course, and finishing at 297 pounds. And some of the heaviest stuff we have seen lifted in competition here at Wynn Stadium. Competition already underway. Athletes lifting their barbell. And the double under tiebreaker, Annie, probably something that we're going to see probably more prevalent now that the weights are a little bit heavier.
Definitely. And, you know, the good thing is these athletes have a choice, and maybe that's almost even a bad thing.
Choice? No, they don't.
Well, because they can, if they miss a snatch, they can either reattempt that snatch or they can immediately go to the double unders as a tiebreaker.
And you can hear the buzz around the crowd already. placards on the floor. Give you an idea of what weights they are lifting.
Men's weights opening at 80 kg, which would be 175 pounds for everybody who doesn't work on the metric there. And then they go up in 5 kilo increments until we hit that 120 mark. Then they start going up in 2.5 kilo increments, all the way to 135 kilos, which is otherwise known as 300.
Boom. About 11 pounds each jump. Speaking of jumping, they've got to start with some double unders first. Just an annoying part of getting into this event.
I remember I jinxed myself so hard on this event. I said, people were saying, I don't know, the double unders are going to make you tired, or you're going to make you this. And I was thinking, no, actually, it'll be a nice little icebreaker. It kind of gets your mind off the snatch. The snatch is so technical. I was so nervous about snatching, all of a sudden, I couldn't do one double under. I almost couldn't snatch because I couldn't get through the double unders. I was so flustered.
Athletes staying on the competition floor until they are not able to get a successful lift. And the heaviest weight we saw here on the competition floor, Annie, back in the day for the men, Big Chad McKay.
Yeah, Chad McKay.
Which was 120 kilos, 264 pounds. We're going to see way heavier than that today.
But they'd like to think so. Athletes have 50 seconds to get the double unders, and any attempts at snatch they're going to.
We think 20 double unders, that's not much.
No.
But your heart rate's just going to jack a little every single time.
I think it's more just annoying than anything, to be
so
honest.
Annoying. Thanks, Rob. But tipping the hat to the old regionals events.
Exactly.
Oh. Everyone doing it really easy so far. Dylan Murphy and Jack Fleming out to a good start. Jake Wheeler now, crowd urging Jake on to get this 90-kilo barbell.
Oh, and he's an athlete where we saw he was really kind of struggling after that John Cleary workout, and then he was even sitting on his box at the end of the last workout. So interesting to know if that's just kind of some lower back or leg fatigue that kept him out of that 90-kilo bar.
Athletes probably appreciating this event a whole lot more considering what they've gone through. Dylan Murphy losing out the back. Cam Kuzla joining the pack, the top left of screen in the white shirt. Crowd urging all of the athletes on.
Not quite enough time to get some double unders in.
Jack Fleming, Shane Ashley Maroney. There's something about a clock and a timer. Pressure.
Definitely.
You're on the big stage.
Yep.
Everyone's looking at you. Not
Yep.
just specifically you, but obviously
This is
all eyes are on the arena.
the most nerve-wracking, but what can be the most gratifying when you hit, a weight that you didn't think you could hit with a huge crowd. There's nothing like that.
Jack Fleming, 120. Oh,
Oh,
Shane Ashley
so
Maroney,
that's the
115.
decision right there that we talked about. Do you try that weight again, or do you immediately go into your double unders? Fleming opting to go right into the double unders in case there's a tie at that 120 kilo bar. Now it's just how many he can get in the remainder of the 50 seconds.
So that bar Jack Fleming is on right now is the heaviest barbell that was lifted here in competition here in 2012. Big Chatto, if you are watching, it's been a minute. One of the largest athletes to compete, not just at regional level here, but also the CrossFit Games.
Didn't Chad McKay win the triathlon event that we did in 2012 at the Games? Did he win that event?
He would have gone close.
Oh,
Henry Carlisle, not successful.
first athlete to hit
Isaac
that
Newman,
120
done.
kilo bar.
Henry choosing to pick that rope up pretty quickly. Well, really, if you think about it, two good opportunities to lift after you get those 20 double unders done, and that is it.
Yep.
So you got to make decisions. The first one doesn't feel good. You've got to really get after it. Now, the athletes haven't had that long to recover. If you think about the change between John Cleary and event number 4,
It's been a beefy
17.1,
day for these athletes.
that was a quick turnaround.
Yep.
But those athletes that have had a quick turnaround then had a longer turnaround just then. So it all balances out in the end. Oh,
Aha.
boom. Tell you what. Lap it up. Time in the sun, 122.5.
So that's about 270 pounds, which would have been the third to final bar back in regionals 2012.
How far are we going? What are the limits? Is someone going to finish this? Are multiple athletes going to finish
Of course
this?
somebody's going to finish this.
And the athletes coming into the floor, getting a bird's eye view of exactly what's happening and what they need to do.
$125 kilos.
Oh,
Easy.
it's too easy. Come on.
Too easy.
We might need some more barbells. Russell McCloy going for it with his doubles. Now you sit back and you're Rob Forte and you're wanting to do this event like the entire event, you go, programming. What's going to get people excited on a Saturday night back at Wollongong in Wynn Stadium?
With the theme of all these regionals events too, right?
I wonder which one you're going to pick first.
127 kilos on the bar. Yep.
And, Isaac Newman, stop it.
Smooth as Vegemite right there, wasn't it?
Now, you talk about weightlifting shoes.
Yeah.
He doesn't have any.
Yeah, I was just noticed. I think those are the new, are they the new Fronings from Reebok?
I think so.
Not a bad choice then, huh?
Oh, Isaac Newman, seriously? Left Chad McKay in his wake. But hey, guess what? He's not finished. He's got more.
Without a doubt, he has more. This is the second to last bar that we saw at regionals. 130 kilos.
Newman stepping to the bar like a caged tiger. What's he got in the tank? Oh, he's got all of it in the tank. Come on.
Too easy, mate.
You are too easy, mate, all right? He's banging down these barbells, I tell you, Annie. 2 barbells remaining. Are you joking?
I think it's like you said, Rob Forte is wondering, did I push this enough?
I think it's Isaac Newman's forte, definitely.
Did I put enough weight on the floor
I don't think he has.
for Sir Isaac Newman?
I don't think he has. He has not looked like he has struggled yet. And we're talking heavyweight here. This barbell coming up,
Well, and think about what these athletes just did in the event before.
290
Tons of
pounds coming
strict
right now.
handstand push-ups.
Crowd going
Tons of
absolutely
chest
bananas
to bar
here
pull-ups.
for Isaac Newman. Oh, close. Good choice, good choice. That one didn't look good on the
yeah.
catch. And Andrew Sambell standing there and applauding his competitor. An outstanding performance, 132.5. Oh, Isaac Newman. Hats off, buddy, hats off. Now we have a big gap. Annie Sakamoto back to Luke Fowler, believe it or not. Fowler looking very good under the barbell. 112.5 kilos. Pardon me, 115 kilos.
Easy for Luke Fowler.
No problem at all. This is how loud it is now. Imagine what it's going to be like when the team competition
Teams,
gets
yeah.
kicking. Ooh.
You mean when Matt DeLugos gets to the bar?
Or maybe even Chandler gets to the bar. Fear for the barbell. Please don't pick me up. Luke Fowler taking plenty of time. Zach Thomas losing out the back. Andrew Sambell, ooh, unsteady. Oh, Luke Fowler, easy.
Zach Thomas choosing to do those double unders instead. See there.
The first one not looking good at all. Bailey O'Brien about to step onto the arena. Luke Fowler, your leader, the far end of Wynn Stadium, closest to the rig, the center of the screen. Andrew Sambell next in line, and Matt Gilpin after him.
Andrew.
Bailey O'Brien, easy.
Oh,
Sambell, unsuccessful. Luke Fowler about to lift.
easy for Luke Fowler. You got to wonder with Sambell, did he just grab the bar a little too soon?
A little bit of love for Andrew Sambell. We can do that. MTRS performance. Oh, elevator going down.
You know, I think, Jeremy, he was just a little quick to grab onto that bar. Had he give himself another beat or two before going to that bar, I think he would have had a better chance on that first attempt at the 120.
Fowler onto the third row, 125 kilos. Getting up there, 275 pounds. Gilpin. Ooh, spat out the back. Fowler.
Easy
Yes,
for
sir.
Luke Fowler. And take a look, Jeremy. Luke also has just his tennies on.
Isn't it
What-
funny? I remember back in the day here on the competition floor, we all wore weightlifting shoes.
Oh, heck
all of
yeah.
us.
Oh, heck yeah.
And now, Isaac Newman just walked past us. Fowler, the far right of screen, the
Big-
only athletes in this arena right now on that third row and taking up as much time as he needs, 127.5 kilos.
Oh,
The 280-pound barbell, a little bit heavy, but now a big gap. And you're going to enjoy this, Annie Sakamoto. Guess who's next in line?
next in line.
The turkey himself,
Oh.
Rob Watts.
My buddy Rob Watt.
Curtis Jackson with some sass coming onto the competition floor. Rob Watt sitting at about 6'4", massive athlete. Rob Watts. Oh,
Easy.
nice lift, Rob Watts. Geez, he gobbled that up.
That was bad. That was so bad. I was going to say he gave him the turkey on that one.
Jaden Fakatopi Stewart leaves us.
Looks like George Regas just entered the floor.
Rob, 120. £264 for Rob Watts
So this would match Chad McKay's back in the day.
back in the day.
Oh,
And that looked like, I don't think that was technique based, that was just nothing left in the tank. Great lifting, Rob Watts. Oh, we talk about heavy barbell lifting. Evan Morris Oh, and look at the speed of Evan Morris's double unders. He wants to get to that barbell quick. If you think about warming up for an event like this is the perfect warm-up for an event like this.
Definitely.
Getting that
I mean,
nervous
you just
system sorted
exactly.
out, having
Yep.
to lift exactly the
Yep.
same time every time.
Yep.
Oh, Evan Morris, seriously? Mitchell Case successful. Ludwig Hansen successful. Bailey O'Brien also moving on to line number 2.
And that means good old Zeke Grove is about to enter the floor, Jeremy Austin.
Zeke Grove. Oh, here's another one who loves it.
And you know, some of the ways I've always lifted the best is when you lift on an EMOM, and this is a great example of that.
Zeke Grove's power snatching is, of course he is. But there's that time when you're going to have to snatch to get your nervous system ready for a squat. Mitchell Case, oh, good save.
Heroic save from Mitchell Case right there.
Good save.
Oh. It'll be interesting to see what he chooses to do on this 122.5 kilo bar.
Bailey O'Brien choosing double unders over heavy barbell.
Sneaky Pete just entered the floor.
Of course he did. No one even knew. He was creeping in.
I got my eye on you now, Sneaky Pete.
And we have got some heavy hitters on the floor and about to hit the floor. Ludwig Hansen.
Oh,
Unsuccessful.
just missing that 120.
Mitchell Case.
Oh!
That was almost power snatch territory.
Mitchell Case's 122 looked 10 times better than his hit at 120.
Oh, Jake Douglas. Oh, here's another.
Big biceps Douglas about to come on.
BBD. Big biceps Douglas. Hey, did you see that? The barbell's shivering. It's scared.
Kind of like the rig was shaking earlier, now
That's it.
the barbell's shaking.
Mitchell Case, one of our youngsters, touring pro 2 years in a row. Just turning around having a chat to his judge as
Yeah.
he does his doubles.
Here goes
Mitchell Case.
Jake Biceps Douglas, easy
Oh,
and smooth
seriously.
at that 80 kilo.
Remember, Jake Douglas has got the heaviest lift in the world on competition floor. And it happened right here in the clean and jerk in 2019.
Love it.
Mitchell Case.
Oh, out the back.
That was close.
Good move from Mitchell. He's going to grab his rope.
Ludwig Hansen also leaves us. Harry. They call him the giraffe. It's got a long way to go for Harry. Clint Cole. Clint Cole, the Frenchman. 120 kilos. He's got to get moving. Oh,
Beautiful.
wee.
That was beautiful from Clint Cole.
CrossFit Games competitor as part of the team, Harry Debenham. Curtis Jackson still in the game as well. Jay Crouch. The pattern is full. Maverick, the pattern is full.
Is that a Top Gun reference?
It is, and the entire field of remaining male athletes are now here in front of us.
Clint about to attempt that 122.5. Right behind him was Jay Crouch, and he kind of sat in the bottom of that overhead position at that 80. I like it.
Yeah.
He wants to warm up. He wants to feel good down there.
Clint Cole, 6'4" Army. Oh, nice. Patient at the bottom of the lift.
Oh,
Curtis Jackson not able to get that. Harry Debenham. Oh, how has he done that? And that is a PB because the reaction, I don't know how he stabilized that at the bottom.
that was so impressive.
I think you'll notice.
Do you think he's going to go for this next bar at the 122, Jeremy?
Oh, I don't know. He might just keep doing double unders. Now, you know what? Back in the day, the thing that stopped Harry Debenham getting to regionals every year was double unders.
Really?
I used to beat him in workouts with double unders because he couldn't do them.
Good job. You just jinxed him.
Oh, yeah, there we go. I did.
Good job, Jeremy.
They've left him again.
I hope his family comes back and listens to this.
Clint Cole,
About to hit that 125.
125. 275-pound, easy as you like. Clint Cole.
Absolutely beautiful.
Harry getting spat out the front, and I'm not sure how many double unders he's going to do. I think he's done, or is he? No, Harry's decided to walk. Not too
Great
long
job.
left on the clock anyway.
If you're right, if that was a PB, that's still just huge. To hit 120 kilos out here Saturday night.
Zeke, easy.
Still pretty much power snatching those barbells.
Clint Cole, 127.5.
Can he catch up to Isaac Newman's 130?
280 pound. I know a number of athletes in this field are going to catch that weight, if not finish this. Zeke Grove being one of them. But Clint Cole. Oh, wow. That looked better than the last one.
I was just going to say, I think 125 looked better than 122, and 122 looked better than 120.
Well, that's the idea, isn't it? Get better as you go along. Even
As
if it gets heavier.
Yeah,
Perfect your technique.
I like it. Jake Douglas, frogman, jumping those double unders.
Oh, Jake Douglas. So strong. Bottom of screen right now. Oh, beautiful position, Jake Douglas.
The whole back row right. Oh, Regas just missing the 122.
Oh, he's unsure. Yes, George. Clint, let's go get this. Clint Cole, 286 pound. 130 kilos.
Oh! Great effort from
Great job,
Clint
Clint Cole. George Regas leaves us as well.
That puts Evan Morris at the top of the charge at the 122-pound bar.
We are down to 6. Now, don't be surprised to see Zeke Grove go all the way through to the 135-kilo barbell. Jay doing it easy. Evan Morris.
Oh,
Brisbane boy. Oh, I love the patience in the bottom of the squats. CrossFit 505 on the Brisbane affiliates.
ooh,
Sneaky Pete.
Sneaky Pete.
Evan Morris onto the third row. The hardest row. We have 5 remaining.
Easy 115 from Jake Douglas right there.
An easy 122.5 from Zeke Grove as well. Evan Morris pumping himself up.
Yes. The extension on Evan Morris right there was absolutely beautiful.
To sit in the bottom and not panic, knowing you can overhead squat this, you've just got to get it in the right spot before you overhead squat it.
Brilliant.
Just perfection, Evan Morris.
All right, 2 athletes on this final row. Zeke Grove joins Evan Morris.
Zeke Grove, he's got that look about him. Evan, what's he got? Slipped out of his hands and he doesn't have time to have a crack at it. Zeke Grove going for the 127.5 kilo barbell right now. Oh, and he's pumping himself up too. This is his realm. He's the OG here on the floor.
Jake Douglas with no trouble at 122.5.
Oh, Zeke.
Oh!
Ooh. He's going to go again. He's got time.
Yep.
He just needs to reset. Reese Michelle
Finish
is
that,
out.
Zeke.
Crowd getting behind Gold Coaster, Zeke Grove.
Oh!
Oh. He knew it.
Great effort from Zeke.
We are down to 2. Jake Douglas, Jay Crouch. We're going to see Jake Douglas finish it.
You know what I noticed about Jake? Even though he's a bigger athlete, his grip looks more narrow.
Way narrow and great mobility.
Exactly. I mean, I love that. It's an easier pull off the ground with that more narrow grip. If you can be comfortable in that overhead position.
Oh, seriously, Jake Douglas is finishing this. I'm going to call it right now.
I'm wondering if he's going to blow a bubble in the bottom of that next one. He's got some gum in his mouth, and you can see.
Let's see if he can multitask. Bubblegum, double unders, and then snatch. And Jake Douglas is one of those athletes who's on the cusp. He's on the bubble of making the CrossFit Games.
Yep.
He come 5th at the CrossFit Games.
Yep. At the Torian Pro. Yep.
Sorry, the Torian
Yep.
Pro. And the fire just ignites.
Who wants to see this snatch ladder done completed today?
127.5 for Jake Douglas, Snake CrossFit from Tamworth.
Beautiful from Jake Douglas.
Now you talk about bent arm snatch position. It's not ideal. But Jake Douglas is doing it so easy.
Yep.
Jay Crouch. Oh, wow.
Way to make that right elbow work for you, Jake Crouch.
Oh.
Just 3 more bars left for Jake Douglas. Can he do it?
number of athletes bypassing Chad McKay's old record of 120.
So far, there's only been one athlete to hit this 130 kilo bar, and that was really early on in Isaac Newman. Can Jake meet and or beat Isaac? We're about to find out.
Oh, that extension and pull. He's going to have another
Look
go
at
at
the
it
smirk,
as well.
too.
This crowd's not going to let him go straight to double unders.
Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah!
Oh, wow! What is happening here in Wynn Stadium? It was like he waited for the crowd before he stood up.
They lifted him up.
2 to go. He's equaled Isaac Newman.
What's going to happen?
I know what's going to happen. We're going to do some double unders first. I think Jake Douglas just needs to take a little bit more time on setup.
I agree.
Because I think he's only got one attempt at this, not two.
I agree. And he had that first one, had he given it just one more second before he grabbed that bar.
132 kilos.
Easy.
Oh, Jake Douglas. Biggest smile you've ever
I
seen.
love his smirk.
291 pounds. The crowd wants it. Gives it to him. Right now, Jake Douglas.
Oh,
Oh, yes, sir. Oh. Oh.
what a crowd pleaser Jake Douglas is, huh?
Outstanding work from Jake Douglas.
And he throws a heart to the
Oh,
crowd.
he loves lifting and loves CrossFit.
Imagine that, huh?
Imagine it.
I imagine at this point he loves the crowd too. That was such a fantastic effort from Jake Douglas. The fact that he had the time and the wherewithal to hit that bar 3 times, 3 attempts. Beautiful effort from Jake Douglas. Again, I love how narrow his grip is on that snatch. The mobility that that gentleman has, especially considering how built he is, how thick those biceps are. Super impressive. Again, we said earlier, nobody had ever outlifted Chad McKay's 264 pounds, otherwise known as 120 kilos, and we had at least 6 athletes surpass that here today. 2 of those athletes in Isaac Newman and Jake Douglas, who both hit 130 kilos. Both athletes just missed that 132.5 bar, just barely. So impressive though from Jake Douglas. 3 attempts on that finer bar. Luke Fowler right there, who was also able to make it up to that 3rd row. A lot of athletes with some amazing performances. Zeke Grove being one of them. Jay Crouch making it to almost the 3rd row. But how about Harry Debenham PRing his snatch out here tonight? Unbelievable. That right there was Clint Cole, who almost made it to that 130 kilo bar. And then of course, Zeke Grove, who made it to the 125 kilo bar along with Evan Morris. Spectacular. Oh, and Zeke just missing the 127.5 kilos. 2 solid attempts. The crowd was behind him. And then Jay Crouch, who's right now the competition leader at 125 kilos, just missing. The best though for sure was Jake Douglas. Not 1, not 2, but 3 attempts at that 132 kilo bar. Definitely a crowd favorite. Great job.